You want answers?
I think I'm entitled.
You want answers?
I want the truth!
You can't handle the truth.
I think we can handle the truth. I do. We can handle it. We're big boys and girls. Welcome back to the Prepared Mind channel. We've got something to talk about here that's been nagging at me. Why have the Democrats been so calm? Why was Nancy Pelosi not being Nancy Pelosi at the January 6th certification? And something started to occur to me. I wanted to put it together, and it's just an idea. It's just a thought I wanted to throw at you. It's not even really a prediction. It's just what the heck and what's going to come of this. So let's start with the undersea cables being cut up in the Black Sea, up by Finland and Norway. It was supposedly a Chinese ship cut underwater cables up there. They were trying to blame Russia. And then it just went away. I think that's a pretty important thing, right? Cutting communications cables on the seafloor. It's not something just a ship normally does, just puttering along. I mean, it takes some effort. You have to know where they're at. You don't just accidentally cut them after what? Tens of thousands or millions even of large ships sailing back and forth along northern Europe's coast. All of a sudden now a Chinese ship is going to not hit just one but two undersea cables by Finland, cutting it off. Well, now we have apparently Taiwan has had its cable cut, this time directly, and not a whole lot of question about who did it. So the old key bono, who benefits? China. Well, I know that if we were going to be attacked, let me just say, if I was a tyrant and I wanted to take over an area, you cut communication. You turn off cell phones, turn off telephones. Don't give any information out. Keep people in the dark, keep them confused. It's piece number one. We have evidence of China and their skill and ability to do that. China. And Washington politicians are being quiet. The next piece is the Las Vegas boomer, right, who got a Tesla truck, some fireworks, and some rather unimpressive explosives. And he wrote a letter. Basically, what he did was he said, hey, look, there's a problem with these electrogravitic, anti-gravitic drones that were all over the east coast of the United States of America. And apparently they're gone because they're not being reported on anymore. That they're they couldn't be hit, they couldn't be taken down, they were very difficult, yada yada yada. If you flew a drone near them, they would the approaching drone would crash. If a larger vehicle got too close to them, they would zip away faster than anyone could stop them. Very, UFO like. Well, the this boomer in Las Vegas, who took his his rented Tesla Cybertruck to a Trump hotel and made a big bang. What he was trying to do was get a message out. It was a wake-up call, he said. A wake-up call. And he's talking about these drones, these Chinese drones. Chinese drones on the east coast of the United States. We're being warned about China. And now for the kind of the third piece of the puzzle here. Let's just throw this last little bit in. For the inauguration on the 20th of January, I believe, is it the Department of Veterans Affairs or Health and Human Services, has made what an expert has revealed to be a very unusual request. And of course, when you try and get a definitive answer out of bureaucrats, you're not going to get it. James O'Keefe, formerly of Project Veritas, discovered that they are calling for, in a highly unusual amount of paramedics, nurses, and doctors. Let me say that again. For January 20th, they're calling for that. So we had just a few pieces of the puzzle here. I just want to try and stick together, see if there's any glue, see if it works, right? You tell me. China cutting underwater cables. China cutting underwater cables. China wants to invade Taiwan. It's been practicing around Taiwan quite a bit in the last year with their Navy simulating invasions. We have a Green Beret intelligence specialist who has kind of a dubious record. I'll just say that, meaning not that he's a bad guy, but that all people in intelligence do weird shit. Right? It's very compartmentalized. You just do as you're told. Anyways, he kills himself in an effort to wake us up to these Chinese drones. China, who looks like they're being very aggressive, cutting cables and getting ready to invade. And then all these freaking drones off the coast. They seem to be very difficult to catch, and they're very effective at what they were doing, patrolling. And on New Year's Eve, I actually may have seen them down here in Florida. I still don't know what the hell we saw. Series of 5, what should have been helicopters flying over, but weren't. But that's okay. So we've got China wanting to invade Taiwan, China cutting cables at Taiwan, Europe, and China being suspected and warned about by a man who killed himself about their anti-gravitic new technology drones. And then paramedics, nurses, and doctors being requested in unusually high numbers for the inauguration. Could this be our mass casualty event coming? Could it be the mass casualty event coming? Don't know. But it's certainly believable at this point. I know I'm reaching. I know I'm trying to put shit together, trying to figure things out. But I'm taking some big pieces, right? The inauguration, why the Democrats did not object to Trump's victory, why they're being quiet, right? Why they're being quiet, why they're saying, yeah, Pete Hegseth is fine. Yeah. Haven't even talked about Kash Patel. They haven't even talked about Tulsi Gabbard anymore. They're like, yeah. RFK Jr., he's fine. They seem to be acquiescing quite a bit for a bunch of people who hate America. What's coming up, folks? I can feel it in my bones. As the sun starts to come up and lights the sky, 0 dark 30. What do you think? Out. See you guys tonight.